Hello students, welcome to class 12 physics class. Today we discuss another one special type of semiconductor diode, that is photodiode. In last class we discussed LED, light emitting diode, its symbol, how it works, how the light will emitted from the diode in the form of photons, and its IV characteristics graph for different color of light. And also some advantages of LEDs over the low power lamps. So LED, that is a one kind of special type of semiconductor diode which is operated in forward bias condition, and LED converted electrical energy into light energy. That is the main points of LED. LED, it is work in a forward bias condition, and it will converted electrical energy, whatever the supply, whatever the electrical energy they will get, that electrical energy converted into light energy in the form of photons, and how they will releases the energy in the form of photons we also discuss with the diagrams. Okay, so today we discuss another one special type of diode, that is photodiode. Photo, that means photon, light, and diode. Diode is a semiconductor diode, two electrodes are there, that's why. So how we define, first we see the definition of photodiode. That means from this name photodiode, it is a light sensitive diode, we can say that. So that means कहीं ना कहीं ये लाइट पर डिपेंड करता है, इसीलिए इसका नाम है photodiode. Let's see its definition. A photodiode is a PN junction or PN semiconductor device that consumes light energy to generate electric current or electrical energy, just opposite to the LED. LED converted electrical energy into light energy, but photodiode generate electric current or convert light energy to electrical energy. It is sometimes also called photodetector, photosensor, light detector. Okay, that means in these places we can use the photodiode as a photodetector, photosensor, or light detector. It will also used as a counter. In some shops you see that one notes counter machine also be there. There also photodiode will used, and it's work very easily. That's why we can count the notes through that machine or through that device very fast. So main application, it is used as a counter. Okay, so what is photodiode? We see the definition. So photodiode, that is similar, is not similar. In LED, we say that main condition is LED must be worked under the forward bias condition. So here also one main condition, photodiode are designed to operate in reverse bias condition. Reverse bias means P side of a semiconductor is connected to the battery negative terminal, and N side of the semiconductor connect battery positive terminal, as shown in this figure. This is a reverse bias condition. Okay, so in reverse bias means we already say that the P side is connected to negative and N side is connected to the positive, and we know that in reverse bias condition the layer width of the depletion layer will increases. That's why in normal PN junction diode we get very less amount of current, and that current is called reverse saturation current. That is for normal PN junction diode, not for the photodiode. This is a symbol of photodiode. In case of a LED, we use the arrow marks outward direction. because the light will emit it from the diode. Electrical energy converted into light energy, but here the light energy is converted to electrical energy. So light is falls on the PN junction diode and it will convert it, or it will generate the electric current. That's why the arrow sign will invert direction towards the junction, just opposite to the LED. Other same, the triangle sign it will be the P and the perpendicular line is a N. So the arrow mark is different for LED as well as for the photodiode, because their operation or their functions is opposite. That's why. Now we discuss how photodiode works. What happens when it will connect in a reverse bias direction. In a normal PN junction diodes allows a small amount of electric current under reverse bias condition, that is called reverse saturation current, due to the minority carriers. Minority carriers, that means the electrons inside the P region and the holes inside the N region. And inside the depletion region, the charges which is accumulated over there, these are the immobile charges. These are the immobile charges. These are not the charge carriers. Charge carriers means which carry the charges from, or which can be moved from one side to another side. That is called charge carriers. But these charges are immobile charges. That's why this is known as a space charge region. They will not move from their places. They will immobile. Okay, not in a motion. These charges are not in a motion, which is accumulated near the junction. As shown in this figure, within the dotted sign, in the P side, the negatives are, that is red color, negatives are accumulated over there, and in the N side, the positive immobile charges are accumulated over there. We know this will happen when the PN junction diode is formed, and due to the reverse bias, we know that this width is increases, but the minority carriers are very small charge carriers. That's why they will easily sweat out this depletion layer, and that's why we get a very small amount of current, that is called reverse saturation current. Okay. Now, as we increase the electric current under the reverse bias condition, we need to generate more minority carriers. We need, that means, because in a reverse bias condition, no majority carriers are flows from N side to P side or P side to N side. Whatever the small amount of current we get, that is due to the minority carriers. So as the time is increases, we need more minority carriers. More minority carriers. If minority carriers are less, then this reverse saturation current, so after some time it will be zero. So we need to generate more minority carriers. So how they will this minority carriers are increases? Let's see. The external reverse voltage applied to the PN junction diode which supply energy to the minority carriers but not increase the population of minority carriers. They will supply the energy. The minority carriers gain the energy as we increase the external reverse voltage. But its population means the amount of minority carriers, charge carriers are not increases. Okay, as shown in this figure, the N type, the blue color, that is the minority carriers, that is holes, and red colors are the majority carriers, that is electron. And in P type, the blue color, that is called the majority carriers of holes, and the red color, these are the minority carriers. These are the free electrons. So a small number of minority carriers are generated due to external reverse bias voltage. We already, we know in a reverse bias condition what happened. Now the minority carriers generated at N site or P site will recombine in the same material before they cross the junction. As a result, no electric current flows due to these charge carriers. So when the minority carriers in the P type, that is electron, and the magnetic carriers in the N type, that is holes, they will recombine each other and neutralize. They will recombine and neutralize before they cross the junction. So as they will, if they will recombine each other, that means no charge carriers are there, then what happened? Electric current, no electric current flows due to these charge carriers. So now what happened? Now, for example, the magnetic carriers generated in the p-type material experiences a repulsive force from the external voltage and try to move towards the N side because this is connected in a reverse bias condition. P side magnetic carriers are electrons, N side magnetic carriers are holes. So because these are connected with the positive terminal of the battery and P side is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, so negative, it will repel the magnetic charge carriers present inside the P type, and the positive terminal of the battery repels the magnetic carriers present in the N type semiconductor. So before they crossing the junction, the free electrons, these free electrons are recombined with the holes within the same materials. As a result, no electric current will flow. Due to that repulsive force, they will repel the magnetic carriers towards the junction. As a result, what happened? Whatever the holes are present, they will recombine with that holes and no current will flow through the before crossing the junction. To overcome this problem, that means in a reverse bias condition, after a certain time we did not get the electric current. It is a very big problem. So to overcome this problem, we need to apply external energy directly to the depletion region to generate more charge carriers. So how we get this external energy? This external energy we get from the outside, that is in the form of photon, that is from the light energy. The special type of diode called photodiode is designed to generate more number of charge carrier in depletion region. Now how they will generate the more charge carriers in the depletion region? Let's see. As shown in this figure, you see that the construction of the photodiode is designed like this way. One window is attached near the junction only. Okay, one window is attached near the junction only. So through that window, the light energy will incident on the junction directly. And we know that the energy of the incident lights, that is E equals to H into nu with some frequency. So what happened when this light will incident directly on the depletion layer, and we know that inside the depletion layer the immobile charges are present which have no energy, they will not move from their places. When this light energy strike over there, due to that the light energy has some, due to that light energy, that from that immobile charge ions, one electrons will detach from the atoms. One electron will detach from that atom, from that immobile ions, not the atom, from immobile ions. So as due to that light energy, when it will incident on the junction on the depletion region, so electrons will detach because the electrons will gain the energy from light energy and it will break the covalent bond and move it is free inside the depletion region. So we can say that as the free electrons are generated, so as one crisis of electron, that is holes also be generated. Okay, now because these are the now free, these are not now these free electrons which is break the covalent bond and move inside the depletion layer. Now this electron and this hole are the free charge carriers. Now these are not the immobile charges. From that immobile charges, due to the light energy, the electrons gain some energy and break the covalent bond and it will convert it to free electrons. So if free electrons is generated, then also we get one free holes. Now this free electron and free holes are acts as a charge carrier, acts as a charge carriers. Okay, so now if the one hole and one electrons, free electrons are generated, and inside the depletion layer one potential barrier also be formed due to the formation of depletion layer. Due to that potential, the electrons will attracted by the positive side, that means electrons are attracted towards the n side, and holes is attracted towards the right side, because in the p side negative immobile ions are there, so that side is a negative, and n side positive immobiles ions are accumulated, so this side is positive. So when the free electrons and holes are generated, so the electrons is attracted by the positive side, that means towards the n side, and the holes are attracted by the negative side, that means towards the p side. So like this way, so what happened, the number of charge carriers inside the p side as well as inside the n side will increases as we increase the intensity of light. If more amount of light will incident in the depletion layer, so more free electrons and holes are generated inside the depletion layer, and they will move towards the p side and the n side due to that potential barrier. And like this way we increase the charge carriers in both the region. Now as they will as the p-n junction is operated under the reverse bias condition, then what happened, this free holes and these free electrons also attracted by the negative terminals or the positive terminal of the battery, because in n side free electrons, number of free electrons are increases. Now these electrons are attracted by the positive terminal of the battery, and the holes, free holes which is moved towards the p side, so this also connected with the battery negative terminal, so it is attracted by the negative side, so it will also move towards the negative terminal of the battery as shown in this figure. So whenever the free charge carriers move inside move in a path, they will constitute a electric current, and we know that the direction of the electron is opposite to the direction of the electric current. So in which direction the electron will move, so we can say that in opposite direction current will generated, electric current direction is opposite to the direction of the electron. Like this way we can generate the charge carriers inside the depletion region, and we also generate the electrical energy. And this, due to this that means due to this light energy, this current is generated. That's why this current is called photocurrent, because photon is incident on the depletion layer. Due to that incident, the free electrons and holes are generated inside the depletion layer, and they will attracted in both sides, then they will move inside outside path which is connected in a reverse bias condition, so it will constitute the electric current. So that's why the from photodiode whatever the current we get that is called photocurrent. And this photocurrent, the magnitude of this photocurrent is depends on the intensity of the incident light. If more amount of light energy is incident on the depletion layer, more photocurrent will be generated, because more charge carriers, more free charge carriers, electrons and holes are generated. So if more charge carriers are generated, then the amount of photocurrent also be increases. I hope it is clear how this photocurrent is generated. Now the direct correlation of a reverse bias, it is you keep it in your mind that photodiode always perform in a reverse bias condition. Now it is clear why we connect in a reverse bias condition. The photodiode PN junction photodiode, why we operate in a PN junction? If they will not in a PN reverse bias direction, then how these free electrons and how these free holes are moved through this path? If no, they will repel each other. If they will the forward bias direction, then no currents is generated over there. Okay, so this is the main thing. No currents is generated. That is, we already know that in a forward bias condition the width of the depletion layer is decreases. So after some time we get the electric current, but the main special condition, that is how to operate in a reverse bias, that is a problem arises in a reverse bias condition, not in a forward bias region. So photodiode is designed like this way, that one window is attached over there. Through that window, the light energy directly incident on the depletion layer, and this will generate the photo current. This photodiode can detect the optical signal. That means it also used as a optical photodiode is used to detect the optical signals also. Let's see the photodiode application. Photodiode used as a optical communication, and once already we discussed that in a counter. Photodiode also used in a compact disc player, smoke detector, space application. How they will detect? That means if the somebody is blocked the path of the ray, then the photocurrent will be 0. Then again this block is removed, then again photocurrent generated, then again if it will block, then again we get the photocurrent will be 0. Like this way, if we count how many times it will be blocked, then we can easily find out that what happened, what things are there, or some detector also be attached over there, which is also informed to us then that something is wrong. And in nodes counter also we use a photodiode. So whenever the nodes are blocked the path of the light rays, that means photocurrent is 0. So suppose 10,000 notes, 10,000 rupees notes are there, 100 rupees notes are there. Okay, total value is 10,000. So how many times it will block the path? 100 into 100. Okay, so 100 times, if we after completing the counting, if we get the 100 times block over there, then we can understand these nodes are easy. If one less or one more is there, that means some problem is there. Either somebody will stolen some nodes, or extra nodes also be present over there. Like this way photodiode acts as a counter. In space application also photodiode is used. Photodiode also used to measure the extremely low light intensities, because we already discussed the photocurrent depends on the intensity of light. As we increase the intensity, the amount of or the magnitude of photocurrent also increases. So, and this photocurrent also depends one more factor over there, which we discuss in another one chapter, is their dual nature property. There also we use talks about the photodiode, and many more things we also understand. Some graphs also be there, threshold frequency, stopping potential. Okay, let's that means in that chapter we also discuss more about the photodiode. So another one factor, that is the distance. Okay, whatever from the source of the light, if the source of the light and the photodiode, if the distance is increases, so the photocurrent amount of photocurrent also decreases. As the distance is less, then the more amount of current will enter to the photodiode through the window, so photocurrent will increases. So in these two factors, one term already constant. That means suppose intensity is constant, we increase or decrease the distance, and if the distance is constant at a fixed distance, we increase the intensity of light. First very low intensity, then medium, then very high. Like this way we also plot some graphs in case of a photodiode. But this practical is not included in your syllabus, but believe me, it is a very interesting practical. photodiode, but in your higher studies you also do this application. Also you have this practical in in graduation only. Okay, now this is a VI characteristics curve for photodiode, because this is a operated in reverse bias condition. So first you see that when no reverse bias voltage is applied, okay, so we get a little bit amount of current, that is called reverse saturation current. So we say that that is zero current. So in this case this is called dark current. Without applying any light on the depletion layer, still we get, when you do this practically you understand it more, but your bad luck, this practical is not included in your syllabus. You see that now normal condition, when you just switch on the key, just in normal condition nothing is applied, so still you get this, in an ammeter you get some amount of current, that is dark current, okay, in zero voltage. Now as we increase the reverse bias voltage, we get the amount of electric current also be increases, but this current is measured in a microampere. So this is the IV characteristics curve for photodiode. In some books you see that, here you see that in a forward bias 1 voltage, as we increase this the photo current also increases because the intensity is increases. In some books it will only it will not cross that perpendicular line, okay. So if you draw this one, I will also send another one, I will attach over there, okay. I will attach another one VI characteristics curve. So if you draw this one and that one, it's okay, no problem is there. If we consider the first, that minus 100 for a forward bias voltage, that is 0.5 voltage, first we get for the intensity, first photocurrent we get. Then as we increase the intensity, then the photocurrent amount also be increases, that is minus 200. Then again we increase this intensity, this is minus 300. In negative, that's why we use the negative sign, but the voltage is fixed. At a fixed voltage we get this photocurrent because we increase the intensity of light. So this is a VI characteristics curve for photodiode. Another one I also attach over there in this video. Under this video I will upload one link also be over there, okay. I hope it is clear to everyone how the photodiode works, how we get the photocurrent, how the light energy converted into electrical energy or electric current. If you have any problem, please write in a comment box. So have a nice day, stay home, stay safe, tata.